I keep doing them anyway. So unreliable people. In today's society, those people are felons. See, if you have a felony, you cannot legally own a firearm. But should felons own guns? Well, the easy answer is, of course they shouldn't. But the truth is, I really don't know. I mean, if somebody writes a check for $500 or more, and somehow that check bounces, it's a felony. Should a scared mother who wrote that check so she and her children can eat and live and not be on the streets? Should she not be allowed to defend her family in the event of a home invasion? Or a guy that was wrongfully charged 30 years ago for obstructing traffic during a protest, or any other series of circumstantial charges that somehow warranted a felony, non-violent felony charge, but a felony charge nonetheless. So you got this guy, who committed some crazy act eons ago, and this is going to keep him from having a firearm legally. But even if he's charged with a non-violent felony, it keeps him, like I said, from being able to legally purchase a firearm. So if his home is invaded and his children are depending on him to save them from a murder or rape, a joyriding charge from 1980, kids, whether he took his dad's vehicle or his friend's dad's vehicle, I'm not saying it's a victimless crime, because there can be many, many victims. But and this is actually a case that happened where a guy in Ohio, I believe, was wanting to become an attorney, and he literally had a joyriding charge from 1970 or 80 something. And no, he wanted to do something in the medical field. See, that's another thing. If you have a felony, you cannot have any possession that requires a license, such as, an attorney or a doctor, or anything. Although I wonder if you have to be licensed to be a plumber. But that part I'm not really sure. But anyway, so let's just say, he's not going to be able to have a firearm in his house to protect his kids from being murdered or raped from a joyriding charge. You think this is not a problem? If you don't have a felony charge, this doesn't affect you. But consider this. A 2010 study says about 25% of the total U.S. adult black population has a felony. Okay, I know, because I have to repeat it, because I still don't get it. But I get it, but I don't. 25% in 2010. 25% of the total U.S. black population has a felony, while 6.5% of adult non-blacks have a felony conviction. So you can't convince me. I mean, statistically, it's like they're saying, okay, well, if you're black, you're automatically trouble. You're automatically going to commit a crime. You're automatic. Well, that kind of goes back. Sometimes when you cannot get a leg up, sometimes when you cannot get the same privilege, yeah, hey, I would do the same thing. Be at Walmart, I'm hungry, kids are hungry, whatever. If I can sneak food out of there, you damn well bet. I know it's wrong. I know it's wrong. but I'll do it to feed my family. And so the system keeps blacks down, keeps them locked in this little bubble. And then the system keeps making the most ridiculous laws of any country, and keeps them, same thing. Native Americans, same thing. If you're a minority, there's a reason you're called a minority. So yeah, 25% in 2010 of the U.S. adult black population has a felony. This works out to be about 20 million people with a felony conviction in America, or 1 in 12 adult Americans. Now that is for 2010, and that was updated to say that by today we are probably looking at 24 to 26 million people today. So why is that important? Well, when you think about 26 million people with a felony charge, just imagine that each of these 26 million people had one child. And see, even as I think about it, I cannot fathom the mentality. Each of these, just imagine, each of these 26 million have one child. This is 26 million children who legally are not allowed to be defended by their parent or guardian who has possession of a firearm, simply because of a felony charge. I mean, hey, there are people that shouldn't have guns. You know, there are people who don't have guns who should and need defense. So 26 million kids and families cannot be protected legally by a firearm, because even if you are a convicted felon and someone's breaking into your house and you shoot them, oh yeah, you defended your that castle law people keep talking about. You defended your homestead, but you're also going to get charged with possession of a firearm. So there are candidates that will tell you, as they are trying to get into office, that the system is broken. But I assure you, when you follow the money, it is far from broken. That system serves the powers that be very, very well. Like I said, all you got to do is follow the money. It'll always lead you to the truth. So keep you afraid of authority figures like police, because apparently they can kill you and it's always justified. Keep you afraid of every other ethnicity by letting you know that their religious beliefs will blow up your airport or your post office. One of the best cinematic quotes I have heard about fear is from the 2013 film After Earth with Will Smith and his real life son, Jaden Smith. And he says, fear is not real. The only place that fear can exist is our thoughts of the future. It is a product of our imagination, causing us to fear things that do not at present and may not ever exist. That is near insanity. And Will Smith is saying this to his son, and as I say, 2013 movie, you know, you need to check it out. Danger, he continues, is very real, but fear is a choice. We are telling ourselves a story. And this is what leads us to fear sometimes. Except this time, you're being told the story by your media, who controls how you view the world around you. They will give you the exact opinion that they want you to have and let you think it was your idea the entire time. They will tell you there is no cure for cancer, and you will believe them. They will tell you if you see something suspicious, say something. You are to become the very spies for the state, for free, for the illusion of freedom. Do you really know what you think you know? Who told you? Did they tell you to have the gall to question everything? Walk ye with a lantern of thine and seek truth. Remember when standing up against tyranny was in its own right an act of nobility? That was America. When you stood up against your own government because they're corrupt, because they do not have your best interests at heart. You know what? Never mind. Just keep taking your doses of fluoride and aluminum oxide and stay quiet. Don't rock the boat. Just take your medicine. Keep living your lives in the pursuit of material gain. Get that new Buick, that $200,000 house that's less insulated than a 200-year-old log cabin. Keep buying electricity and water. It's not like food just wanders around waiting for you to catch it. It's not like water just falls from the sky for you to use. Be a good consumer. It's all you were ever trained to be. Or gather knowledge of our past generations. Learn to see others as you see yourself, for they are also hungry. They are also thirsty. They also deserve the right to be alive. See through the madness and confusion put forth by the state. Learn the old ways. Do you really think that you were created from the elements of the universe by science or God or whatever deity, whatever you want to believe? Do you think you were created out of all the elements of the universe to simply work 40 hours a week to make the rich richer? What chord shall resonate with thee? Is it this? Verily I say unto you, awaken from your curse of Lazarus and to live. I will say to you that it will be the lies of our world that will be the undoing of that fabric